Solve the inequality, give the solution set in both interval and graph form. We begin this problem by simplifying the left-hand side by distributing that -1 to what's inside the parentheses. So we get -5 minus 6 plus 4t is greater than or equal to 2t minus 7. Remember, a negative times a positive gives you a negative times a negative gives you that positive. We continue simplifying the left-hand side by adding the 5 and the -6. So recall that with this one, we don't subtract, we add the opposite. So 5 plus a -6, the signs are different, so we subtract, find the difference, we get 1, and -6 is further away from 0, so we get a -1, plus the 4t greater than or equal to 2t minus 7. From this point, my goal is to put the variables on one side and the numbers on the other side. So I'm going to move this 2t to the left-hand side. Subtract 2t from both sides. We get -1 plus 2t. It's greater than or equal to -7. Now I'm going to move this -1 to the right-hand side by doing the opposite, so adding the opposite. That cancels. We get 2t is greater than or equal to -6. Divide both sides by 2, and we get t is greater than or equal to -3. If we look at our inequality symbol, recall that if we have the less than or the greater than symbol, we're going to use parentheses. If we have less than or equal or greater than or equal, we use brackets. The parentheses means that the endpoint is not included. The bracket means that the endpoint is included. So in this case, we have a greater than or equal, so that means we're going to use the brackets. So we put my -3, -2, -1. Here's my -4. I'm at this point, and I want all the numbers where t is greater than or equal to -3. So the numbers to the right are always greater. So I'm going to shade to the right, and it's going to go on forever here. Then I have to look at what we're going to use, and in this case, we're going to use a bracket. So this is the graph form, or the solution in graph form for this inequality. To find the interval form, basically what we do is we take that bracket, because remember, it's still included, we move that -3 up, so -3, and it's going to go on to infinity. So remember, it just continues on to infinity. And whenever we have this infinity symbol, we always have to use a parentheses. So the graph form would be this part, and interval form, it would be this part.